This is the weekend between Christmas and New Year's. Happy weekend to you, by the way. And for those who don't know or aren't aware, this is actually the fifth video that I've done, and it's at least five straight since December 23rd, which was right before Christmas, when I sort of challenged myself to do 12 videos by the new year. And so my goal is, if I can do the 12th video or on January 1st, that's kind of my goal. So if you aren't aware that I've been dropping this extra content, you might want to click the notification bell so you won't miss the videos that I've been releasing. People are coming into the comment section on some of these videos and they're commenting about things I've already covered in other videos, but I am guessing that they didn't realize. So no worries, but I wanted to ask for people to actually, if you're subscribed, go ahead and click the notification bell. That way, when I do put out more content, as I'm trying to do right now in this time frame here to kind of finish off the year of 2024 and kick off the new year of 2025, you won't miss so much and be so far behind. And now I want to do a brief recap. There are a few things, including a correction that I want to make about myself and what I said in one of those recent videos. So without further ado, we're actually going to start here. This is the most recent video that I put out, and this is me trying to clarify my thoughts in case I didn't make it clear, because with this video that I did about Firefly, my main focus and the thing I'm really curious about and interested and excited to see is the power swap, the swap station, build out the infrastructure, what it's going to look like for Firefly in China and abroad. And so Kidsolo, shout out with a comment here. Hey, Aaron, curious why they have to build out swap stations so quickly for the Firefly. And then another question, how profitable is swapping to NIO? Now, my response, I don't know when they will show us numbers on NIO Power. At some point in the future, I believe that will be profitable on its own, along with the battery asset company and other entities and partnerships as well. For Firefly, my thinking is if they can use existing swap stations, let's say the ones in Europe, those can probably work without creating too many queues for Onvo, and which might be later to market outside of China if demand in China is incredibly high. So I'm trying to speculate on all these different things. And if Onvo cannot keep up with demand in China, I don't know how fast they'll roll that out as a global, expansion vehicle brand. I think they're still going to want to, but I just don't know how it all looks yet. So with respect to the power swap stations, the fact that there aren't as many NIO vehicles on the roads in Europe, I think it'll be easier if they do choose to use those swap stations for Firefly, but I have no idea whether they're going to do that or not. So I'm waiting for info from the company themselves. Now, in China, I think Onvo and NIO might be the max for the existing swap stations to not have long lines or queues. So that kind of leads me to think that it makes sense for them to do a different infrastructure for the swap stations. And again, that was kind of the premise of my main focus with this particular video that I released, trying to share some of the different ways I'm thinking about this and looking at this inside of China, in Europe, and then global. I think Firefly is the key to global expansion for of the three brands for NIO. But that means power swap station, and battery swap capability and optionality is going to be important. So what does that infrastructure development look like? So I'll continue on now. Firefly won't start deliveries until later in 2025. So that's plenty of time for new swap stations to be built out. The key to this, in my opinion, is the country or countries where they go, and those countries basically allowing NIO to do so without slowing them down with regulatory hurdles or obstacles. My thinking is that wherever they already have swap stations or approval, those could mark the earlier countries where Firefly might go, let's say. I believe the first power swap station in the UAE for the MENA region is set to be up by the end of 2025. I think I just read that, if I'm not misquoting it. I think that was the note in one of it was from the NIO site. So anyway, wanted to share that, offer that. But this is a lot of speculation on my part. It does seem like short-term NIO and Onvo sales will be focused in China, with some outliers, like maybe the ET9 will sell well in different markets. Let's say the UAE or Germany or some other markets. That's going to be interesting to see. With that being in play, it seems like Firefly, with its lower price point, smaller size, which I think is ideal for Europe, and even lower price point optionality offered with battery as a service, almost any global market could work for Firefly. The unknown or X factor to possibly slow Firefly from global expansion would be swap stations, meaning the infrastructure build out if there are hurdles or obstacles, that keep them from being able to develop and build out that infrastructure in different regions or countries. And that's why I'm thinking of these things now and trying to figure out how some of the logistics might look in 2025 and beyond. So that hopefully clarifies a little bit as to the way I'm thinking about things. And it is a lot of speculation. I don't know how it's going to look, but that's why I wanted to bring it up and talk about it now, because, I think we're going to have a lot of things happen really fast in the next year to 2 years. And I think one of those things is going to be profitability for the company, but that may hinge partly on the development of, the infrastructure and then delivery ramping and production and making sure there aren't bottlenecks or issues along the way. So now let's move on. This is the video I highlighted the other day in a video because this really shocked me. The eyes on this video, the NIO ET9 is making waves globally already. And here's what I mean. This channel already has over 350,000 views for this video that they released in less than a week. Now, here's the thing. I looked back, and to find a video that has more views than this one on this very channel, I had to go back 3 months. So this thing is taken off. I don't know if we can say it's going viral, but for an almost 30-minute, a long form content video like this to get this kind of traction so fast, I was really surprised and pleasantly so. And it's going to be kind of fun to watch and see what the demand ends up being for this vehicle, the ET9. She's a beauty. And now let me get to my correction, and shout out NIO Strats. I'm so glad you brought it up. Somebody else brought it up in the comments section. So on the Firefly app registrations, it's not pre-orders. And in the video, I think the way I said it was pre-orders. And we don't know. NIO's not going to. NIO historically will not. And I frankly like that they don't tell us what their actual pre-order numbers are. They're very quiet about those things. And I like that. I personally like that because there are cancellations that can happen, and those numbers can change so much by the time things actually come out. So thank you, NIO Strats. And I think it was Michael in the comment section for bringing it up. But I wanted to go ahead and highlight it just so that people who might have been confused or just for clarity purposes, really, because not a shocker. It's me. I'm going to make a mistake. I make a lot of them. So anyway, at least I could bring it up, point it out. Please and thank you on clicking the notification bell so you won't miss too much content. Oh, and by the way, I know I was looking for, we didn't get updated FTD data. We should get some maybe on Monday. So I will be doing a video and covering that. I'll also do some content probably over the weekend covering FTD, some different data like an Alibaba and a NIO, and something that I noticed about the European market that also might have negatively impacted those stock prices. So what I'll do is I will include a hashtag and FTD in the videos that I do that from now on. So those folks who don't want to watch those videos don't have to. And I think, in fact, Ishay, thank you. I actually have more subscribers now than I've ever had on the YouTube channel. So in spite of the stock price action over the last few years, interest seems to be growing. And this is kind of a fun time. But I also realize there are some new viewers. And so I want to keep highlighting the importance of these things, which they're indicators in the short term for stock price action that I believe matter, especially for NIO stock. And that's the trade volume, the FTDs, and the sentiment. But more on that in a future video. And I will use the hashtag FTD when I talk about it. So thanks for sticking around to the end. I appreciate it. Have a great day or night whenever you see this. I'll see y'all again very soon.